Today is the 29th of May, and today we got, well, the tires I got a while back, but I finally got the rims, and we will be installing it today. So it's Hutchinson beadlock wheels. Basically, it's a two-piece rim, consists of this, and then the plate. And then there's a donut in between. And what it does, for those who doesn't know, locks between the rim, the donut locks the tire, the bead of the tire, and it prevents it from slipping, running at lower tire pressure, prevents it from slipping off the rim and losing all the air pressure. And well, there's not really much to say. I'll basically get on to work. Well, I have actually put one already together, and the tires that we have chosen is MT Thompson's Baja Claws, and like I said before, the guys that running them in deep snow have pretty good reviews of those. And the only thing that kind of gives me a pause is lack of enough siping on the tire. I'm actually considering maybe getting a whatever you call the tool, the siping tool, whatnot, and get it siped additionally. But I haven't decided on that yet. But here's the wheel put together. On the bolts, well, during the installation we'll cover all that. The tire is 315 70 17. I would probably prefer the 16-inch wheel, simply because it gives you a little bit more tire. But for the Toyota, they didn't have any. Hutchinson produces them only in 17 size, so that's what I end up getting. Well, as we go along, we will cover the rest of it. Here I'm gonna give Mitch a couple of pointers, since I already put one together. The donut has a hole right here that will allow the air to go through into the tire. So Mitch, when you will be putting the top plate, line up your stem with this. So you got to put the donut in between. If you look where the stem is located on the rim, it's between the two, well, not two, but it's right off center of the large bolts here. So this part of the donut needs to be right here in between. That way, you know, the air will travel from the stem into the tire. I don't know. I don't have any instructions, but that's what makes sense to me. And of course, there is a groove on this part.
You don't have instructions. It has to be. It said see instructions for torque specs.
Yeah, well, I've seen it. I got the torque specs of the internet. It's 100. You torque it to 100. But I was saying that there is a groove on this part of the wheel that this gasket goes into, and we're putting a little bit of Vaseline on it, just prevent it from over time cracking. I don't know if it's going to help or not, but so yeah, it's as simple as that. And I didn't catch the part when Mitch actually, well, he will have to redo it because he need to reposition this part of the wheel and align this donut part, put it in between. Yeah, the easiest way to do it would be to remove it. pretty easy. And then line up. What are you lining up? Yep, that's exactly right. So it goes in pretty easy. And then the second part of the rim. Get a rubber mallet, and actually, Mitch, wait. Before you do that, take some of the soap and put it on the bead, so it will slip in easier. A little lubrication. I would put it on this part, Mitch. Yeah, so it will slip in easier. I mean, basically with the rubber mallet, even without that, it was going in just fine. But it sure will make it a lot easier to change the tire if we have to in the field conditions. Yeah. And then I don't remember how many bolts are. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, and 6, 18 bolts. What I've done with the first one, I torqued it first to 80, and then the second time to 100. Yeah, I don't know. Do you know? Did James ever explain you what would be the reason to split up those nuts?
I was thinking
Travis here,
over-torquing.
professional mechanic. He thinks that it's to prevent it from over torquing. You see, there's little ridges there. They might slip. The only thing is when you put the socket, it grabs both of them. So I don't think I've seen anything like that before.
No idea what it's for.
So you can start bringing it down, crisscrossing just these 3 long ones, and then the rest of them will start showing up. It's 19 millimeter. Well, you can use whatever the equivalent in standard, because I don't think we have a long socket in 19 millimeter.
Did you use 3/4?
Huh?
I would have kept it.
You kept it white?
Mm-hmm.
Because it looks like a...
People know it's beadlock.
Well, that's the whole thing. I really don't care to impress anyone, number one. Number two, if it's very apparent that it's real beadlocker, it's just tempting somebody to do the number, and they will come out in the morning and we'll find the truck on the bricks. Go evenly. Go switch to the other one so it doesn't get cockeyed, because my concern would be not so much the tire or the rim, but that gasket. If it gets caught on and slips from its groove.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't, but if you go evenly, there's less chance of it slipping anywhere. Oh, wait. You've done the same thing that I have done. BBs. Well, it's a good time to explain that we are balancing our tires with BBs. There is a commercial product available. Mitch, do you remember the name of that? Sandy Plasticky? Huh?
That crap.
Yeah, that crap. Well, I don't remember the name of it, but we tried it once. It requires a specialized not yeah, the what do you call valve core, exactly. Anyway, we've ran BBs on those tires and many other ones for years now, and it works just fine. No, you will need to. Here, Travis brought it for you. And it's actually seated completely, and look how easy it is to dismount it comparing to regular. Definitely worth the extra price. And by the way, these rims are at $450 a piece. I would never do. Me and Travis were talking earlier today, and I said there's no way I would ever pay $450 for a rim. And many people do just for the look of it. When it's functional, for function I'll pay the premium, but for the look of it, well, it's nice, but not at that kind of price. So yeah, it's about I would say, I don't know, about 12 ounces of BBs in those cups. Those are big tires, so.
Another thing I did not look at, am I in the right direction? These are directional.
Good point. I put that.
Yes,
Well, no, because the other ones will have to be actually reversed for the other side. So you will have to pay attention on the second one. I mean, on the third one. The two, they are fine. And as a matter of fact, what I'm thinking, Mitch, is since we're going to have the fifth tire, what do you suppose since they are directional, do we put it on the, to be able to rotate it on the left or on the right?
It really doesn't matter because we can't predict which side we're going to get flat on.
No, I know, but here's what I was thinking. If we put it on the left, on the right, I mean, being able to rotate it, take it from the spare and put it on the right. I think the right side is more susceptible to stuff because usually when you wheel, especially on the rocks, you're able to look out from the window and see the trail and place your tires better than on the right. And I think that, remember on the BF Goodridges, that gouge that we have on the sidewall? I think it happened when it was on the right. So that's the only consideration that I was thinking of. There might be some others, but right now I don't. Well, maybe also the weight distribution. If one side of the truck is heavier, then maybe you would want to rotate the extra tire on that side. That would be another consideration. But with weight, we can, we can move it around and balance it out, more or less. So I think we should do the fifth one to be able to rotate on the left. As a matter of fact, I probably should have ordered the fifth tire. No, I was thinking maybe I should have ordered it a different brand, non-directional. But then you wouldn't be able to rotate. You would be able to put it on any side, but you wouldn't be able to rotate it.
There was a guy with a really souped up Hummer in town, and me and Jacob and Max were talking to him. He had the Kevlars on.
Which one, H3 or H2?
H3.
Uh-huh.
He had a aftermarket lift on the front and everything. It was jacked up.
Oh, yeah?
But he says he was impressed with those Kevlars.
The good ears? Yeah, and those guys, the Deep Snow Club that I was telling you about, they're running their own in Oregon, Cascade Mountains. The previous generation Mud Terrains from Goodyear, they were rating them pretty high also. I didn't see anything on the Kevlars. My thinking would be, I think the Kevlars, they have quite a bit of a stiff sidewall.
That's a good thing.
Huh?
It's a good thing, is it not?
Well, it's good thing, but if it's too stiff, then it's not gonna flex.
He says he hadn't had a problem with it.
Really?
He says it drives really nice on the highway too.
Yeah, they have pretty good reputation.
He says from his experience the lugs were a lot harder.
Which probably would be not very good for the snow. The softer it is, that's why #1 choice for snow running, what those guys recommending is Super Swamper, IROX, and they're softer.
That's what I'm going with.
You made up your mind?
Yeah.
Yeah, Travis driving this. What year is it?
03.
03 GMC Duramax, and he's due for new tires. They're getting pretty bold because that boot on the right has a lot of has a lot of lead in it. So he chewed up his tires, and now he's in the market, and he's thinking getting Super Swampers. They will last you with your lead foot for about a week.
The only reason is because I can get them for $160 a piece. Free
Wow, yeah.
shipping
Can you believe that? He found it on eBay.
For $285.
285 75 16, $460. Free shipping.
Wow.
Generally, that size tires from be it Goodyear, be it Goodrich, $230, $240.
I generally wouldn't get Super Swampers. I don't need the
Yeah,
massive
but at that
track.
price, maybe, yeah, it might.
At that
Well, at
price, it looks good and it's cheaper than Duratrax. Or
Yeah, if nothing else, you can run it and see how long they will last you.
well, if I get them, I'm gonna change my driving style. I ain't gonna chew them up,
Yeah.
or try not to anyway.
Yeah, you might last about a week, maybe two. And then you would move on from the traffic light. You look in the mirror. Hell, where's the black lines? I don't see any smoke in my rearview mirror. Yeah, Travis has chipped the truck. What is it developing now, you estimate?
The program I'm running on adds an extra on top of stock. 275 horse and 380 foot-pounds of torque. So.
Plenty enough to get those tires loose at any time, huh? Don't need the snow for that.
No.
Here, let me go get torque range for image. Well, all the tires are mounted. I just need to retorque, actually torque it to spec on this one, and Mitch is going to change them. And then there is also, we got our roof rack. Now I mentioned in the previous video that I was kind of debating if keeping the roof rack that I built, and I'm pretty happy with it. But on a long trip like that, that's mostly is going to be off-road with quite a bit of load up there. I figured we'll get the proper one. And so we got this, oh heck, I don't even remember the name of it. It's something Runner. Australian company. It's aluminum rack, but anyway, once we get to it, I'll restart the video. And then, after we're done with the roof rack, and now that we're done with the tires, I think the only major thing that would be left would be fixing the exhaust. Now I took it to the muffler shop, and they have fixed my joints. Hey, it's not. I need some light. Okay, got some light in here. So they fixed the joints. The problem is the headers that are peeking from over there from the engine have a leak somewhere. When I put my hand, it comes from this 3-to-1 joint, and it's getting actually wearing pretty thin. The metal seems to be pretty thin and brittle, so even if there would be a way to locate the hole, I think at this point I'm not going to take the risk. So I have purchased all the parts by Bozal, and I'm going to remove the headers and install the manifolds, because the system runs with the manifolds. I really don't care for them headers anyway. And so that's going to be the major job that's left in preparing the cruiser. And of course, well, let me open the hood. So in order to install the exhaust manifolds, I will have to remove the supercharger. And I think it would be a good time to service it. I don't know if it was ever serviced. I think it was installed about 10 years ago. I'm not sure how many miles it has on. It's been on the vehicle since the install. But since I'll have to take it down anyway in order to, like I said, install them exhaust manifolds, I'll have to. It will be a good time to service the supercharger. Alright, I think I have, well, thinking about it and looking at it, I think I know why those nuts are split. I'm talking about the nuts that bring two pieces of rim together. Mitch? What did you say it was for?
No, I don't know what they're for.
No, you were guessing. Oh, you were guessing that it provides extra torque. I think this is like double nutting it, preventing it from unscrewing. Look at it.
It's not split on the threads. It's just the washer part that's separate.
No, look. Come take a look. This part is the one that's
Has the thread.
they both thread it.
Nope. I was spinning them looking at it. It's just the washer part that's separate.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here goes my idea then. Because I was thinking if they both threaded.
Yeah, one would bind against the other.
Right.
Yeah. But no.
So this one is not the
washer is separate like most.
So it's
the
like a washer basically.
That spins. I don't know why they have the notches on there.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh,
What I did find out is that it might be a little bit slightly smaller because the socket will just fit right over that one.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, so it tightens this one, not that one.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically built-in washer, you think?
there's a lot of nuts or washers or nuts that have built-in washers.
So what is that little ridge there for?
That I do not know.
Probably preventing it from being untightened. You will hit the ridge. This is like a washer, kind of like built-in locking washer. You think?
Possible. I know I've seen lug nuts with same style spinning washer, just no ridges.
Right. Well, anyway, I suppose it's still a mystery. All right, this is what it looks like at 0 psi. We didn't put any air at all. The rear ones are at 40. And Mitch, why don't you bring it up to 1 psi and let's see what that's going to do. Do you have that cheap Amazon? Huh?
Yeah.
I do?
that low, it doesn't even show PSI. It shows KA something.
Well, here it's already start moving up, so let's see.
Not even a PSI yet.
Not?
Oh, this is at 4.
This is at
0.6.
4? Well, at 4 that's going to be nice on the snow. Well, then again, you see, this is on the concrete or whatever. In the snow, it's not gonna. Yeah, you will have. Well, we'll see. Let's not speculate. The weekend is coming, and we'll have an idea. But anyway, that's the whole purpose of. No, never mind. All this noise. All right, so tires are on the truck. The rims seems to be having very similar offset. Well, they made for the Siberia, so they should. The tire doesn't stick out, maybe just a tad more, or maybe not even. But anyway, it's all done, except the spare. The spare is not here. I have the rim for it, but no, the spare tire is not here yet. And now we're going to work on the roof rack. Mitch, what is the brand name again? Do you remember? No, it's something runner. Front runner? I think that's what it is.
I guess we'll find out.
Yep, find out shortly. Oh, we found that the Rock Monster wheels have supplied us with those caps. And it's supposed to fit, well, they probably will fit different Toyotas because those wheels are not particular to Land Cruiser, but they don't fit because of the axle. Actually, both front and rear, they don't fit. So this is how the roof rack is coming packaged. Yeah, it is front runner. I haven't done a lot of research on it. I think I've seen some videos on YouTube and I like the whole concept. And up ordering it. If I'm not mistaken, it's an Australian company that puts it together. And well, I'm going to pause it and we're going to start putting it together. Mitch, bust out the instruction manual. Yeah, the roof rack itself delivered was $1,100, and well, we're gonna read this first, and then I'm gonna restart the video.
There's 3 legs.
Yeah, it comes only with 3, which is kind of a bummer. I kind of prefer to spread the load a little bit more. The current one has 4 gutter legs or whatever you call them. But another thing I wanted to mention, then they come in 2 different variation. The tall, and the tall, I think it's visible in this picture here. Anyway, the tall, it has, you can slide a tray. They make actually a table that you can slide under it, but I went with the low profile. See, from the rear, you can actually, on the tall one, you can slide the table, a camping table, which is a nice feature, but I prefer the low profile. As it is, with the current rack, if anybody who followed my videos, I actually had rails originally installed. I had to remove them because the vehicle doesn't fit in the automatic car wash, and I'm getting lazy and old, so I was using automatic car wash and that wouldn't fit. So Mitch, drop the phone. Let's go. What? No. So looks like.
Those look like the top rails.
Right, and those are the side ones on the sides. There is another box, Mitch. That box over there, with a little gazelle on it. That's also part of the roof rack.
These are the corners. It's probably hold the bolts and all that.
Bolts? They hold the bolts. Okay, of course it's not going to be instructional video how to put it together. It doesn't require really to be a brain surgeon to figure it out. The side rails, they join together in about 3/4 of a way and bolted together, and then the corners gets bolted together, and we as we go along, we're basically figuring out how to do it. All right, let's see what do I like so far. So far there is nothing I don't like. Everything is cut to size. Nothing had to be force fitted in any way. All the hardware seems to be quality. Like I mentioned before, it's all aluminum, so it's fairly light. And that's my first impressions. We'll see. It hasn't been put together all the way. I might change my mind, but so far so good. So far so good. Let's see what's the next step. Hey Mitch, thanks for taking the camera.
You're never on camera, so.
No, I don't want to be, it's not the point. I just want to make sure that I'm recorded as actually ranching.
You're doing something?
In my mouth. So, fasten all the bolts. I think the next thing is corners. And then, okay, what you have in your hand is a wind deflector.
So that would be mounted on the front.
Yeah, just wanted to mention that what I said before, so far no disappointment. Even the corners are aluminum. By looking at it, I thought it was plastic, but it's actually aluminum. So everything is quality made. Well, almost basically at the finishing touches. Just tightening little screws here and there, and it's all done. Don't have opinion yet as far as the way it looks, but it's definitely going to be functional, strong, and I wouldn't have to worry about it. Now, the old rack is not going to waste either. Max, he's over there. He's taking it and he's going to modify what's necessary and put it on his Jeep. What does he have, Mitch? Commander. So this is it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.